everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Money Annies. We have the giggles because right before we started recording, Devin said, "Oh wait, I should stop grabbing my boob," which I also do boob comfort grabs.
I thought I was being slick because it's underneath my overalls, but for the girlies who are listening, I'm wearing overalls, and it's just the perfect hand pocket.
I know exactly the pocket you're talking about. It's cozy. It's so cozy under there.
Yeah. It's Booby Honeys, and today we've got another episode for you. But that is kind of true because we do have another episode, and there are 6 boobs here that are recording this with us right now. Probably talking to a lot of other boobs out there listening. And if you don't have boobs, we love it too. But today, by popular demand, aka one of my friends texted me and said, "I really like that episode," we are doing another edition of Name Your Price. We played this once 2 weeks ago. We loved it. And now we're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. So this is the game where we give each other a scenario and talk about how much someone would actually have to pay us to participate. This could be literally anything. And one of my favorite things to do is to kind of sit and really think about what someone would have to pay me a shit ton of money to actually participate in. But I need a shit ton of money. So it's like, this is relevant, you know?
Yeah. It's like we're kind of dreamscaping. After that, we're going to go and check the facts to see how much these people are actually paid to do the activity, the job, whatever it is. And our little bubbles are going to get bursted. But you know what? That's okay. We'll be here for each other, buoying each other up. It's all right, y'all. It's our broke season. Let's do it.
All right. I am going to kick us off with a pretty heavy hitter here, y'all. So I hope you're ready. Name your price to your actual price of how much someone would have to pay you to be the president of the United States of America.
Oh my God. Well, here's my thing. I'm just going to hop in. Sure. I would hesitate to do this job because I know after 4 years, I'm going to look so old, you know?
That's so real. Like, that's so real.
Like, they do like presidential photos. Like, look at poor Obama. He was a handsome, spry man when he went into his first 4 years. And then he came out looking tired. Not to say he wasn't handsome. He was still handsome. But he just looked like he needed a nap. A long one.
Yeah. He was a tired baby.
Okay, so Devin, do you bring this up because this is contributing to your idea of how much someone would have to pay you so that you have enough money for plastic surgery after?
No one's saying anything about plastic surgery. We're just talking about...
Okay, but Botox.
But the cost...
But Botox.
Yeah,
whatever
little
it
tox.
Maybe it's a little tuck.
Nips and tuck.
Maybe it's a little tuck here. Maybe it's a little PCP surgery, whatever they're doing these days. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a nice vacation where I get to sleep for 3 weeks. You know, whatever it is, I need to receive financial compensation on a year-by-year basis. So I make sure I want Kamala Harris to get some, because I'm living in a world, I'm delusional. I'm just going to accept the fact that I think she's going to win in November. I hope she's going to win in November. Although y'all, I mean, that said, please go out and vote. Please register to vote.
Please. Please.
Do your due diligence. Yeah. Anyways, I hope if she is elected president, when she's elected president, that we have a financial plan to support her so that at the end of the 4 years, she takes another presidential portrait and she is looking even better. Even better.
I'm on board with that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
By the way, have y'all heard? I've heard these like news snippets of like Trump calling her hot. Have you heard those? He's like always, and I know he's doing it in like in a way to kind of bring it back to her looks, which is a very demeaning, diminishing thing to do to a presidential candidate. But it's almost a little creepy. He's like, she just, you know, that Kamala Harris with that megawatt smile. And she was on the cover of Time magazine and she was looking so good. It's like, wait, are you crushing? He even compared her to Melania in one news clip that I heard. I was like, bro,
What
Mhm.
is going on? I'm
I
glad I
mean-
missed this news bit.
Yeah, well, now you heard it.
And I can't unhear it.
Yeah, Devin gave it to all of us. I mean, Trump, he's got to be the creepiest man alive. The stuff that comes out of his mouth is like, oh, it's not even it you know, because there's some people where it's like, he just says what we're all thinking. I'm like, no one is thinking that shit. He's thinking it and he's saying it. He's just, oh, this is not a bipartisan podcast. This is incredibly not partisan, incredibly biased. And I will be the first to say it. Fuck Donald Trump. That is a disgusting human.
I feel like this question is going to make me mad because now I'm going to know how much we actually paid Donald Trump a salary to do whatever the hell he did in office. Okay. So in order for me to be president, I'm going to say I need at least $500,000. And I would say more money, but this is like, technically you're doing public work. This is a public service. Taxpayers are paying for this. So I feel guilty about taking more, but $500,000, that's what I do it for.
$500,000 for the full 4-year term.
Oh, I was thinking like a yearly salary, babe.
Okay, so $500,000 salary. Okay, no, that's okay. That's okay. $500,000 a year for a salary. Okay, Miss FK Ransom.
I'm dying. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? You don't want to. I don't want to be like The Crown, right? Where, I'm making so much money. I have all of this access and privilege and like just like globs and globs and globs of money. I would probably feel like I deserved that being in office for sure. But yeah, like morally and just the fact that this is public work for a year. My question is, do presidents pay bills? Like, do they pay like, bills at the White House to live there?
I don't think they're paying bills at the White House, but they're paying bills at their own house, right? So they're still paying their mortgage.
I mean, you can rent that shit out. You can sell that. You can whatever. But that is not the question. Ladies, that is not the question. We're not thinking of other properties of how you would manage your portfolio while you were president. We're just saying, name your price to be the president of the United States of America. So Dev is at $500,000 a year. Ms. Frederica, who also Howard graduate, same as Miss Kamala. What is your price?
Our president's taxed as well. Yes.
Freddie.
Absolutely. They
Name
have
your
to
goddamn price.
I might say $700K at least.
Okay.
Because after taxes, I probably land around $500,000 per year. Okay. Per year.
Yeah. Per year for your 4-year term. $500,000 per year, $700K per year. Okay. So the president makes.
I think I know what it is, but.
Okay. Well, actually, I know the answer. So why don't
I might?
So why don't you hold your breath? I'm dead.
I'm so dead.
Okay, go. Let's see if I'm right. In my head.
Okay, so the president of the United States of America makes $400,000 a year. So Dev, you were pretty close with how much taxpayers would have to pay you. They also get $50,000 towards expenses. Their housing is covered, aka they're not paying the mortgage of the White House. They're living there for free. Their medical is obviously covered. They also have free transpo. because there's Air Force One, the presidential limos, all that. And not all presidents accept the salary, though. Some accept it and then donate it to charity. Where, like, I actually think Donald Trump might not have accepted it, at least for 1 year. Again, don't quote me on that, but I think he might have done that. They also get
still boo.
I know.
Still boo.
Still boo.
Tomato.
Yeah, that is not a pro for Donald Trump, but I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. They also get $100,000 to redecorate the White House. Again, not everyone accepts that, though, i.e. Obama did not accept that $100,000. And then they also have access to the White House's fresh fruits and vegetable garden, as well as having meals created by an executive chef and an executive pastry chef. And there are also more than 100 permanent residents in the White House, including maids, cooks, a plumber, a florist, a head housekeeper, all that according to Business Insider, as well as a movie theater and a bowling alley inside the White House.
They're permanent residents? Sorry to interrupt. They're permanent residents? You have 100 people that you're living with?
Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that.
Oh my God.
100 is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I don't know how that is. I mean, the White House is big, y'all. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, it's not as big as you think it is. Like, no, that the bitch is big. Like, it's friggin' huge. Also, I pulled that from Business Insider. Don't know that it's necessarily, like, oh yeah, our bedroom is here and then the cook's bedroom is right next to us, or if it's, kind of like other quarters. But yes. And then post presidency, they stay on the payroll at $200,000 a year and still have like Secret Service and all that.
That's not a bad deal.
Wait,
it's not a bad deal.
We're still paying Donald Trump?
Yes, assuming he's accepting it. Yes. But again, not everyone accepts it.
Holy shit.
But this is what's offered when you this is what comes with the job.
For how long do you get $200K a year? For the rest of your life?
Yeah. You're a president.
Okay, well that changes my answer.
Yeah, that's actually, and that's like not counting like speaking engagements and all these other things, like endorsements, like all these other things.
Books, Netflix deals, like the Obamas have that down pat. They got the shit on lock. So they are rolling in it. And good for them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, yeah. I changed my answer. I do it. No, I don't change my answer. I'm just saying I do it. To be the leader of the free world, it's not the power. It's the salary.
It's the salary. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're taken care of.
You're taken care of head to toe.
You're taken care of for the rest of your life. Your family, you have that security nest for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you manage your money properly. But
You do.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
crazy. There's different just, I would say, emotional costs that come with being the president of the United States, as well. I mean, even for, Malia and Sasha Obama, their lives, their lives will never be those of ordinary girls, young women, and then older women because of a job that their dad had when they were young, So, but for purely the money, of course, yes.
Yeah.
And executive, I'm like, you had me an executive chef, free executive chef.
Yeah.
I would do a lot more for a lot less, is what I'm saying. For an executive chef in my home, like, yes, absolutely.
Honestly, yeah, I would do it too.
Yeah.
I would do
That's
it.
a good deal. You know what? From where I'm sitting, that's a pretty good deal.
Those presidential candidates, they're really onto something. They're really onto something.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we will dive straight into these other jobs to see whether or not they fit our criteria. of jobs that we want to do.
Okay, we're back, and we are going to move into my next job / activity that I'm deciding on whether I would participate in. It would be cave diving. Now, let me just give you a little history about me and water.
Okay.
So I learned to swim at a young age. Like, I actually knew how to dive and stuff, like at least starting from the age of 12, right? And so I've always been like a lover of water, all these things. But I think in general, as adults, we just at the older we get, the more scenarios we come up with in our heads that could go wrong, and the fear kicks in and all that. So I get in water now, it's fine, but when I think of ocean waters, deep ocean waters, I get very stressed out, uncomfortable. It's similar to how I feel about heights. I think heights do trump waters when it comes to fear, level of fear for me, but water and deep ocean waters is definitely right underneath that. So, Devin, how much would someone have to pay you to have a career as a cave diver?
It is
a yearly salary.
So funny that you asked me this, because we went to Tulum for our honeymoon not too long ago, 2 weeks ago. And so we actually got to go into some of these underwater rivers and caves and cenotes. And let me tell you, you get into them, and when you can see the light and you see the water and it's crystal blue, you're like, oh, this is fine. This will be cute, whatever. But then you start going into the actual cave system, and you don't know dark until you've been in a cave. Okay? There was one point on one of our tours where the tour guide was trying to kind of fuck with us a little bit, lovingly, I'd say. And he was like, let's all turn off our flashlights. Because again, we had flashlights, underwater flashlights, and headgear, right? Because of the stalactites and the stalagmites or whatever. So he's like, let's turn off our flashlights. So we all turned them off. And it was so dark. And get this, I learned on that cave dive, I wasn't even diving. It was a tour. Come on now. I learned on that tour.
It was an Airbnb experience. Everyone calm down.
You're like, I was actually in a plane. I wasn't even in the water.
Yeah. I learned from that daring experience that if you are in the dark for I think it's a week or something, your optical nerve deteriorates and you go blind.
Oh.
So for that fact alone, I think this is priceless. You could not pay me enough money. I think this is the first time on this game, this storied game that we've played all of our lives. This family tradition. Where I say, there is no price. There's no salary. There was a price on going up to space because I felt like the technology was a little bit more expensive and whatnot. But with cave diving, what are you giving me? An oxygen tank and a slap on the ass? No. No price.
A slap, maybe a squeeze if you're lucky. Yeah, what is there?
This little squeeze? No, absolutely not.
Okay. $0 is what.
No, it's infinity dollars.
It's infinity dollars. There's never enough. Okay.
I mean, listen, I've seen 47 meters down uncaged, the sequel to 47 meters down, and they are cave diving, and there are many, many sharks. Am I a shark lover? Yes. Will I ever swim with them? God, no, because I know too much. I have a brain, I have knowledge. And so I don't want to. I don't want to. What am I diving for? What do they dive for? Legit question. What do they dive for? Are they searching for things? Are there jewels? Are there treasures? What are they diving for?
I think there's diving for science.
Yeah, research. But then there's also military and police divers who like dive for finding clues for criminal investigations, things like that. So there's like levels of different types of diving that you can do, and they do range, right? Like salary wise.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the
Okay.
more dangerous, the more money you get.
Diving for clues
No.
sounds a little cuter.
No.
Right? It's a little cuter. It's giving true crime podcast. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cute. It's a little sexy. Would I do it? No, I don't think I would because I'm like there's oceanic creatures, or if you're in a lake, it's like, look, I don't want to be. I don't want to be stepping on algae and stuff like that. I don't want to encounter a gator. I don't want any of that. So you know what? I think I'm with Dev.
These are cave diving. This is like, there's no gators in caves. These are animals that have never seen the light.
You don't know that. There might be gators.
There could be gators, I guess.
There could be gators.
We went into one cave in Tulum where it was so funny. We were strapping up our gear, and I asked my age-old question, are there snakes in this thing? Because I have to ask that. And whenever I go on vacation with Patrick, he'll take me on an experience, and I'm like, I need to know, are there snakes? And the guy was like, no, there's no snakes in the water. If you want to go to snakes in the water, we have to go to the snake cenote. I was like, absolutely not. So then we get down to the entrance of this cave, and there's a massive snake skin just sitting outside the entrance of this cave. And I'm like, we're still doing this. All right, cool. We go in, and I find out once I'm already in there, this type of snake that lives in these caves actually lives up in the walls. And what they do is sleep during the day, and at night they hang. They hang down their full body length to catch bats midair. They just hang with their mouth open.
Whoa.
Not enough money.
There are a ton of bats in there too.
Yep.
So like imagine
the snake population, not enough money in the world.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I mean, I think bats are cute and those snakes sound metal as hell. But do I want to dive with them? No. Infinity dollars. I'm right with Dev. Infinity dollars.
Great. Infinity dollars.
I'm surprised, I think I'm surprised.
Really?
Specifically by Chantel.
Yeah.
And maybe it is like her love for sharks and that kind of thing that made me feel like, oh, she'd like be into the scuba diving, at least a nice snorkel, right? But
that's different. A snorkel, if it's like, oh, how much do you have to pay to be a little cute little snorkeling lady, get a little tan, look at turtles, look at octopi? I'm like, yes, of course, I would do that for any price. But cave diving, you want me to live in dark waters for my entire life? Damage my optic nerve per Devin?
No.
Per Dev's research.
I'm going to say no to all of us, for both of us. I'm just going to do a blanket no.
It's just
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we say no.
How much do they make though?
So according to Indeed Salaries, divers make a national average salary of about $49,602 per year.
No.
And like there were some like hourly wages peppered into, like, oh, $15 an hour, $20 an hour. And I'm like, okay. Did a little bit more research. I'm like, okay, there has to be more money to be made. Like what's the actual range? Like what's the most money you can make? That I did not find, but there are like a list of much higher paying diving jobs, and I'll just like name a few. So one of them is saturation diving, and these missions, you guys, can be up to 28 days underwater. like not coming up.
Saturation is what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a little submarine down there? Are you in a little? Are you like going in and out of a tank? And like, I mean, it's still a no for me, but
right. So I think you are going in and out of some type of like submarine or apparatus, but you are underwater. So and to Devin's point about darkness for just like days straight, days on end. 28 days. And then they made sure to emphasize the fact that you get 1 to 2 months off after that, which like, I would hope like that may not be enough time
for therapy.
Like what?
You need it for therapy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to do EMDR during that time and in order to be okay with your life. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a quick
so that's
no.
like obvious. Yeah, that would be probably the most money that you could make, but that still feels like a no. Like that doesn't, no amount of money. I don't know. Another type of diving is hazmat diving, which is also can get pretty dangerous. You would be removing toxic wastes, oil sludges, cement, or radioactive materials from the depths of the oceans. And then also nuclear diving, radiation exposed bodies of water. So all of these you have to be like tested frequently. Like it's like a lot of just like prep to go in and like, just like make like essentially like physicals after each mission, to make sure that your body's okay and that you didn't get exposed in some way, shape, or form.
It's a no.
So those are all like the highest paying ones. And then to follow that would be like military or police diving, which is diving for clues, for criminal investigations, recovering bodies, things like that.
That's the thing. Anything you find, whether it be nuclear waste, a body, or science, is not good. Like none of it's good. I mean, it may be exciting. It may be something that gives us knowledge. In fact, I'd wager to bet all of it would teach us something, but it's not good. And maybe it should stay down there. I don't know. I don't know. Controversial take. If it's down there, maybe it should stay down there.
I mean, my answer for this was $1 billion.
A cool bill.
Yeah.
Quick bill. Because I mean, the thing is where it's like, how much, where it's like, oh yeah, do you want to go on this cave dive? Do you want to go on this research expedition? Like, yeah, sure. But how much would you have to pay me for that to be my career for my entire life? No amount of money would make me say yes, but it's like, would I do most things once? Like, sure. But as a career, no, ma'am.
I'm picturing our lovely friend Fred, our Gemini star, Fred, in this career, and it is bringing me so much, so many giggles.
With her little tank and her little goggles.
Literally, could you imagine?
She'd be like, I'm not getting into this water until things go this, and this. That's what she'd say.
Yeah, no, literally. I'd be like, something feels loose and I'm not going down there. Y'all better figure it out.
You'd be like, can someone tighten my fin? I can't reach it. I need someone to tighten my fin before we go in. Rob, can you tighten my fin?
Yeah, that'd be me. Oh my God.
Rob is just swimming after her.
Yeah. So horrific.
Saying, what beverage do you want when you come up? I'll have it ready. Are you hungry? What are you gonna want when you come up? I'll cook.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, maybe I'll do it. Just kidding.
No.
No, I definitely. Yeah, I can't imagine. It's just also like in general, just like spooky. Like when I think of deep oceans and how dark it is and how quiet it is, and just like you don't know what's down. There's really, like, if a light goes out, like you're just. I mean, that might be my worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing scarier than deep, dark, open water. Nothing. Because we don't know anything. Most of the ocean is unexplored. And I love the people that explore it.
Thank you, because we have answers.
Yeah,
but yes.
Thank you. Well, when we come back, we will explore our final job in the Name Our Price game to see how much it would take for us to do it. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Name Your Price. We have our final category of the day coming from Miss Dev. Dev, hit us.
Okay. So, some quick context to this ask. You may or may not know that my husband's parents, when they were married back in the 80s, had an anti-venom company. Okay? So they're the people, their company were the people that you would boop, 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 call in case a snake or a poisonous animal poisoned you or bit you. Okay? So Patrick grew up with a huge boa constrictor named Ganja in his house, just chilling. He grew up with many snakes in his life. His dad is a lover of snakes. His mom loves all animals. God love them. And it's through this knowledge of my in-laws and what they used to do that brought me to this next job, because I didn't know it existed until recently. Do y'all know what snake milking is?
Devin, please.
It's a job.
Please.
No, it's a job. It sure is.
I can imagine what it might be.
Yeah.
Would it be the person who like puts the snake's teeth through that thing to get the venom out?
Yes, they are milking the snakes, teethers, the fangs, and their little venom glands, depending on the breed and species of snake, to get the venom so they can make anti-venom with it. So, yeah, snake milkers, or sometimes they're called venom extractors, which I actually think is like a better job title. But how much would it cost for y'all to milk some snakes as a job? I'm seeing a lot of blank faces.
The thing is, this is not infinity for me. This is not infinity. And this is also assuming, that, of course, all the snakes, all the animals are happy. They have agency. They're not being, exploited or anything like that. So, but for me to do that as a career, I actually don't think it would cost that much, because you're wearing like gear and shit, so they can't like bite you. I mean,
Yeah, they still can. It's just whether or not you feel the bite or it punctures your skin.
Right. It wouldn't take that much. I feel like you could be a side hustle snake milker. I would do it for like $100K a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, again, like assuming I don't know how I feel about it ethically, but all of that aside, like I would do it for $100K a year in an imaginary world.
Okay. Fred, would it help you if I walked you through the process of milking a snake?
Yes.
Okay. So
let's hear it.
First comes the preparation. You have to put on your little safety goggles, your gloves, your long sleeves. You have to identify the snake and where its venom sits in the body. And then the milking equipment is prepared, which typically includes a vial covered with a thin membrane. Okay. So then you restrain your snaky, your danger noodle, and you grab it firmly behind the head. And you can either use your hand or something called snake hooks, sometimes tongs. And then you make sure that you support the snake's body to minimize stress. Side note, I was traveling with Patrick's family in Namibia. And by the way, snake people are not a monolith. However, a huge characteristic of snake people from the people that I've met they are weird. Okay? Lots of male ponytails. Lots of male ponies in this community. So we ran into a snake guy in Namibia who was standing in front of a snake shop, and he like put his body in between us. He's like, "What's the number one fear for snakes?" And we're like, "Okay, I don't know." And he was like, "It's the same fear you have when you're a baby." And I was like, "Abandonment?" He's like, "No, being dropped." So that's the number one fear for snakes, which I was like, oh, all right, bro. So you have to make sure if you're milking a snake to support the body, then you position the snake's head over the collection vial. You encourage it to bite, piercing the membrane, and that bite action is what usually releases the venom into the vial. And then there's something called post-milking care, which is where you put the snake carefully back into its enclosure, and then the venom is labeled and stored appropriate for further research.
Yeah, I don't really love it. It's very up close and personal with the snake.
Mhm.
Like, it's very intimate. It sounds like a very intimate experience, and I really don't ever want to be that close to a snake. Even the idea of just like the body squirming in my arms or in my hands, like
squirming.
For some reason, the squirminess like also makes my skin crawl, like quite literally. And then you got to get behind the ears and like extract and like do all these things, and then I mean, like I would do it, but I'm like, how will I feel each day getting up to go do this job?
Great question.
Not good, like not like awesome. Like, I'm not stoked. It is a job that I have committed to for probably $250,000 for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
$250,000, $100,000. So what these snake milkers get paid, venom extractors, they can get paid around $16 an hour, which estimates roughly to $33,000 annually.
If I had to guess, I was going to guess that they make probably around $50,000 a year. However, I want it to be higher than that.
Right?
That is a very low paying job. Very low paying.
And that's not even the bottom. Bottom of this career path is $27,000 a year, with the ceiling being $39,000 a year. That's how much we're paying our snake milkers. What is Kamala Harris going to be doing for our snake milkers?
For the snake milkers.
I would love to see it added to the economic plan. Both candidates, please. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that is very low. I would probably do it for $2. But also, like, I'm wondering, I would probably do it for $2. But also, like, how, like, is that a singular job, or would it be like like, are there other reptiles that they sort of milk and extract any type of venom? Like, are scorpions a thing? Like, or is this so specific? It is like, oh, snake milkers, like, this is a very specific line of work.
I assume that this is, hi, James. For those of y'all listening on Spotify, Chantel's cat has just entered the chat. Hello, James.
He's here.
I would assume that if you're milking snakes, then this is your specialty, right? So you probably own or take care of a number of snakes, and you probably do a lot of other things in the name of research that accrue cash. Or maybe these are Hollywood snakes. Maybe you rent them out to be in the pictures, you know? I think they probably have side hustles too. But I feel like the real true snake milkers, and I'm not going to Google this. This is, again, just pure speculation. But I feel like the real snake milkers stick within the snake community.
I could see that too. Yeah. And like I said, I want to be known. I don't know how I feel about this ethically, but I'm just giving my price for the sake of the game. Also, I would like to up it to 150. I'm not going crazy, but I would like to up it to 150. Yeah.
My favorite part about this game is we are in our broke season, and yet all of us are like, no, make it a bill.
Top dollar, top women, top dollar.
Exactly.
We really are, though. We really are.
Well, I love this game. This won't be the last time we play
Same.
this.
Wait, Devin, so how much
Would I do this for
for you? Yeah.
I honestly think that this is a job that I would do for probably like 100, 150. I think I could do that. Especially, and I know this may sound shocking. If you had asked me 10 years ago before I started dating Patrick and marrying into his snake-loving family, I probably would have had a way higher asking price.
Mhm.
But I've been on family vacations where his dad will pull the car over looking for snakes on the side of the road. Okay, I stay in the car. But this man is getting, I mean, he's a biologist, so what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like I would do it. I like a job where I get to work with animals in general. I think I like the sound of that. And knowing me, I would make sure to make them my friends. I'd probably be completely delusional. So yeah, I could see a world in which I'm a snake milker, but not for that asking price.
No way.
Not for $16
No.
an
No
hour.
way.
No.
I mean,
No.
I just across the board, no one should be getting paid $50,000.
No way.
Everyone should be getting paid more than that, regardless.
Here's a business strategy, though, for any snake milkers out there listening. Y'all need to be live streaming this shit on TikTok, because I would watch
Oh, yeah.
that. Mm-hmm. And I know you talk about the ethics behind milking snakes, Chantel, but I think your ethics might change if you ever got bit by a snake, because you're going to need that anti-venom. And anti-venom is developed through venom.
It's very true. And like I said, I want to know more. I just want to know more.
Mhm.
Do y'all
Yes.
remember, did y'all read Holes when you were young?
I did. Holes was amazing.
That was one movie that I never actually watched or read, or a book that I read.
The main villain has lipstick or a lip gloss. Do you remember, Chantel? That was like formulated from rattlesnake venom.
Oh, shit.
Kind of badass.
It also has one of the best theme songs ever in a movie. So
That I
highly
do know.
suggest.
That song I do know.
That's mainly
Seen
what I remember.
Seen the music video a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging digging.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode, y'all, and this edition of Name Your Price, one of our favorite games.
Yes, this is my shit. I'm excited for the next one.
Until next time, y'all.
Bye.